Good day, Miss, and everyone who is listening. This is 4th class Engine Cadet Augusto Idril Ostindi, and I will be reporting all about the 13 figures of speech. So, first, let us start with the number one figure of speech, simile. Simile is a comparison of two unlike objects or ideas with the use of like or as. An example of this is she is as busy as a bee working the whole day. And as you can see, the, the example is she is as busy as a bee. So meaning she is comparing two objects, a person and a bee, and using and with the use of words such as like or as. But for this sentence, we are using as. And the next figure figure of speech is metaphor. Metaphor is also a comparison of two unlike objects or ideas, but without the use of like or as. A great example of this figure of speech is a phrase from the movie Cinderella, which says that a dream is a wish your heart makes. And that is a great example with a lot of meaning. And yes, a dream is really a wish that your heart makes. And in this example, we're comparing the dream and the word wish, but without the use of like or like or as. Next is personification. It is a figure of speech which gives human attributes to inanimate objects or ideas. And our example is today the rain poured down, suspending all the classes. And we are giving human attributes to to the rain. The poor word is the human attributes that we give to the inanimate object rain. And next is apostrophe. It is directly addressing an object or idea as if it were human. A great example for this figure of speech is from the Bible saying, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? And that is for our figure of speech apostrophe. Next is hyperbole. It is an exaggeration not intended to deceive, but rather to emphasize or produce more effect. An example of this is my friend got tons of money that he always pay the bill. And in this example, we exaggerate too much the wealth of our friend, saying that he got tons of money that he always pays the bill. And that's it for our hyperbole. And next is irony. Irony is saying the opposite of what is meant. An example about this is a situation. This situation. After looking at a student's poor test score, the teacher says, "You will surely finish the uh, the year with highest honor." And as what you can see in this example, the teacher says, "You will surely finish the school year with highest honor," although the student gets a poor score. And it is saying the opposite of what is meant. And next is metonymy. It is a word used for another which it suggests or represents or is associated with it. An example of this is The pen is mightier than the sword. This sentence has two metonyms. The pen, which stands for the written word, and the sword, which stands for military aggression. Next is synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech in which most often a part of something is used to refer its whole. For example, the captain commands 100 sails. It is a synecdoche that uses sails to refer ships, ships being the thing of which a sail is a part. And next is oxymoron. Oxymoron is putting two contradictory words together, as in Shakespeare line from Romeo and Juliet. Why then of brawling love or loving hate? So the two contradictory words are loving and hate. Oxymorons may seem illogical at first, but in context, they usually make sense. And next is alliteration. Alliteration is a figure of speech in which the same sound repeats in a group of words, such as the B in our example, which is Bob brought the box of bricks to the basement. The repeating sound must occur either in the first word of each word, the first letter of each word, or in the stressed syllables of those words. So the repeating letter in our example is the sound of letter B. Next is onomatopoeia. It is the use of words to imitate the sounds they describe. The example is the horse neighed at the visitors. So the words that we use is the neigh. Or another example could be the boom of a firework exploding, the tick tock of a clock, and the ding dong of a doorbell are all examples of onomatopoeia. Next is paradox. Paradox is the use of concepts or ideas that are contradictory to one another. Well, yet, when placed together, it holds a significant value. A great example of this is deep down, you're really shallow, she said to her lover. And yes, this example really does hold a great value and a lot of emotion. And lastly, our last figure of speech is the anaphora. Anaphora is a repetition of the same words at the beginning of a series of phrases or lines. An example of this is go big or go home, which is also a great example of anaphora that also motivates a person to aim for high or for greatness. And that's all for the reporting about the 13 figures of speech. Thank you, Miss, and thank you all.